6.3 Solving proportions using cross products. In lesson 6.2, I briefly explained how to use the cross product method to solve proportions. In 6.3, I will further explain the cross product property in detail. Okay, by definition, the cross product just means taking the product of the numerator of one ratio, for example, 3, and the denominator of another ratio, for example 10, and multiply them together, 3 and 10. And then the other one, 6 and 5, 6 and 5, and they should equal to each other. So if the cross products equal to each other, then these two ratios, 3/5 and 6/10, are considered proportional. And if we take a look at the two fractions to the right, and if we take the cross product, 2 times 11, which is 22, and 3 times 6, which is 18, they're not equal to each other. So 2/3 and 6/11 are not proportional. Okay? Remember, proportional just means that two ratios are equal to each other. And here's the cross product property. It just means that the cross products of a proportion are equal. So a number representation will be 2/5 equals 6/15. And if we take the cross product, 5 times 6, which is 30, and 2 times 15, which is also 30, it will be equal to each other. Okay? And we're going to use this property to solve proportions. Okay, so part A, tell whether the ratios form a proportion. So I am just going to simply take the cross product to check to see if they're equal. 6 times 7 is 42. 14 times 3 is also 42. So 6/14 is proportional to 3/7. I will just simply write yes. Okay, and for the next one, I take the cross product. 14 times 20 is 280. Okay, and then 35 times 8 is also 280. So, yes, they're proportional. And here, 6 times 16 is 96. Okay, and then 11 times 9 is 99. So they're not equal to each other. So no. Here, 24 times 10 is 240. And 15 times 16 is also 240. So, yes, they are proportional. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to use the cross products property to solve the proportion. I used the same method in lesson 2. Okay, and then before you take the cross product, I would like to show you something called box simplification, which is, I also use this in lesson 2, okay? I call it a box simplification is because it's shaped like a box. So watch. I can first simplify 3 with 18, and then I can simplify 6 and 42. So 6 becomes 1, 42 becomes 7, and now I can do cross product. 7 times 1 is 7, and 1 times t. And that's my answer. T equals 7. Okay, again, for the next problem, I can first simplify. Okay, I call this box simplifying. Okay, I could do it this way first. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 45 divided by 5 is 9. And then I can do 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 8. And then I could take the cross product. P times 1 is P. And 8 times 9 is 72. Okay, so let me show you a different way. Okay, earlier the first way I simplified 10 with 45. Now I'm going to first simplify 16 with 10. Okay, it doesn't matter which pair you start with. You will end up with the same number, 72, okay? So 16 divided by 2 is 8. 10 divided by 2 is 5, okay? And then I'm going to simplify 5 with 45. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 45 divided by 5 is 9. Okay, so P times 1 is P. 8 times 9 is 72. See? Okay, and here I see that I can't simplify 1.5 with 7, but I can simplify 9 with 1.5. Okay. Okay, so 9 divided by 3 is 3. 1.5 divided by 3 is 0.5. Okay, and then now I could do cross multiply because I can't simplify any further. So 0.5b equals 21. And then I'm going to divide 0.5 to both sides to get 210, okay, over 5. And then I'm going to simplify further. So 5, 4, 42, okay. And let me box the answer. Okay, let's take a look at the next problem. I see that I can simplify 0.4 with 6 or 0.4 with 18. It doesn't matter which one you begin with, but I'm going to choose 0.4 with 6. 0.4 divided by 2 is 0.2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So this is 0.2. Now I can also still simplify 0.2 with 18. So 0.2 divided by 2 is 0.1. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Okay, so now I'm going to do some cross multiplying. So 0.1 times z is 0.1z. 3 times 9 is 27. And I'm going to divide 0.1 to both sides. You remember, you don't have to show all your work if you can do this in your head. Okay, and then I'm going to shift. 1. Okay, so 1 place to the right, so it's going to be 270 divided by 1, which is still 270. So that's your answer. Okay, part C, I'm going to show you how to solve for the value of x. These proportions are slightly more complicated than the ones in part B. And you still use the same way to solve. Okay, so I'm going to first simplify 18 with 36. Okay, so the GCF between 18 and 36 is 18. 18 divided by 18 is 1. 36 divided by 18 is 2. And I see that I can simplify 2 with 54. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 54 divided by 2 is 27. Okay, and then that's all I can do. Now I'm going to cross multiply. 1 times x plus 5. And 27 times 1 is still 27. So 1 times x plus 5 is still x plus 5. I'm just showing this extra step here. Okay, and then you don't have to show that step. X equals 27 minus 5 is 22. Okay, and for the second problem, I see that I can simplify 7 with 21. So 7 divided by 7 is 1, 27, 1, 3. And I can still simplify 3 with 39. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 39 divided by 3 is 13. So, okay, so now we can cross multiply. 13 times 1 is 13. 1 times x plus 7, still x plus 7. And we solve for x. 13 minus 7 is 6. Okay, and let's take a look at this one. I see that I can't simplify anything. Remember, you have a equal sign in between, so that doesn't mean you can simplify 8 with 2. Okay, if the problem was x over 2 times 8 over x, then you can simplify. But if you have an equal sign in between, remember, you cannot simplify between 2 and 8. You can only multiply 2 and 8 by the cross product property. Okay, so I can go ahead and just do cross product property. X times x is x squared. Okay, x times x is x squared. 2 times 8 is 16. Okay, and then I'm going to take the square root. Oh, this is something new. Square root. Positive, negative, square root. So I could cancel. Positive, negative, 4. The reason why you could do positive and negative is because if you sub in positive 4 to get radical 16 or root 16, you get 4. If you sub in negative 4 for x, you still get positive 16. Okay? So that still equals to 4. This is the reason. So your answer is x equals to positive negative 4. Okay, word problems. The tables show ingredients needed to make colored glass. Use the numbers in the parts columns to form ratios comparing the masses of ingredients. So for example, if you use 65 grams of sand to make yellow glass, you need 3 grams of chalk. So your ratio will be 65 to 3. So that's what it means. Okay, so part A. A piece of red glass, so we need to look at this chart, contains 60 grams of sand. How much ferric oxide does it contain? So I know the proportion from between sand and ferric oxide is 50 to 3. I need to set that equal to 60 over x. The reason why the x is in the denominator is because 3 here refers to ferric oxide. I'll put FO. So x is also FO. Remember, you need to match up the ingredients. And in the numerator, it will be sand to sand. Okay? So now we can simplify. I can cancel out the 0. And I can't simplify between 6 and 5. I can't simplify between 5 and 3. And remember, you do not simplify 6 and 3 because there's an equal sign in between. So now we can cross multiply. 5 times x is 5x. 6 times 3 is 18. So equal to 18. Isolate the variable x. So 18 over 5, and rewrite it as a mixed number, 3 and 3/5 ferric oxide. That's your answer. Okay, let's take a look at part B. A piece of yellow glass contains 31 kilograms of soda ash. How much chalk does it contain? So I need to look at the second chart here. And I need to see what the ratio between soda ash and chalk is. So it's 25 to 3. So soda ash to 3 chalk. And I need to find out how much chalk does it contain in 31 kilograms. Okay? And then your denominator will be x, chalk. Okay, so we're solving for this x here. And I see that I can't simplify 31 with 25, and I can't simplify with 25 with 3 either, so I can just go ahead and cross multiply. 25 times x is simply 25x. And 31 times 3 is just 93. Solve for x equals 93 over 25. And then I can do mixed number 3 and 18 over 25. And it should be kilograms. This is your answer. And in your part A, it should be in grams. Okay? And in part C, they want us to compare. Okay? So which has more sand? Red glass with 200 grams of red lead. So what are we comparing? Lead to sand. Okay, so we can start setting up our ratio, 100 over 50. Or yellow glass with 4 grams of wood charcoal. Okay, so here, and for yellow glass, we're comparing sand to wood charcoal. Sand and wood charcoal. Okay, so we can set up our proportion. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. So this is red lead to sand, and for the yellow glass, it's let's see, 1 wood charcoal to 65 sand. Okay, so when you set up a proportion now, red glass with 200 grams of red lead. So I need to put the 200 in the numerator because I need to match the red lead. Okay, and I'm solving for x. I'm looking for sand. Okay, and we'll do the second part later. And let's simplify here. I can simplify this 0 and then the second 0. And I see that I can't simplify 2 with 1, nor can I simplify 1 with 50. I can go ahead and cross multiply. X times 1 is just x. Remember, this represents sand, okay? So you can ignore it. And 50 times 2 is 100. Okay? 100 grams of sand. Okay, again, we're trying to compare now. Now we find out about the other problem. So 1 wood charcoal with 4 grams. So I need to put 4 grams of wood charcoal in the numerator and write x, because that's what we're solving for. We're looking for how much sand, okay? Again, I'm circling this so that it doesn't interfere with my solving. And I can't simplify anything. 4 with 1, 1 with 65, nothing. So all I do is multiply 4 and 65 to get x equal to 260. So which one has more sand? And obviously it's the yellow glass. Okay, so yellow glass will be your answer, because 260 is bigger than 100. Critical thinking, the ratio A over B, take some notes, is equal or equivalent to 3 over 4. The ratio B over C is equivalent to 4 over 5. And what is the ratio A over C equivalent to? Okay, so I'm going to take the cross product. 4A equals to 3B. Okay, and then 4C equals to 5B. And then I'm going to rewrite this ratio as A equal to 3B over 4. I simply divide by 4 to both sides. I'm going to do the same thing for this side. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to take this part and sub it in to A and to C. Okay, so 3B over 4 is 5, and over 5B over 4. And I can just cancel out the 4 to get 3B over 5B, and also cancel out the B to get 3 over 5. So A over C equals 3 over 5. Now, if you don't understand why I did this, let me show you all the work. Okay. Let me some space. So I can rewrite the fraction again here, 3b over 4 divided by 5b over 4. And remember, we need to flip the second fraction, 4 over 5b. As you can see, I need to cancel out the 4, just like what I did here. Okay, and the 3b is still in the numerator, and 5b is in the denominator. Same thing. You cancel out the b to get 3 over 5, and it's the same answer. And that's it.